Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest post on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. So before we get started, don't forget that we are still running our giveaway for the Avenger game package. So if you want to be in with your chance to win that, all you need to do is comment on this and every video in the month of April for your chance to win. And don't forget to append your comment anywhere, wherever you want to put it. Please give ship. I don't know if I've covered this before, but this is a joke. People got quite angry with the word gib, but you gib. There you go. Said it 5 times. Yeah, and I think that is pretty much it. So let's crack on. Okay, so first up we've got a post from Sishaslav Rod, and it says patch 3.9 summoning ritual. So basically these guys have come up with a shamanic summoning ritual performed by their organisation to basically summon in 3.9, and oh my god, 63 grey cats were used in the making of this summoning ritual, which is unreal. How the hell do you get 63 grey cats in one place?
It takes effort and dedication.
Oh yeah, utter madness. I'm very impressed with this, I must admit, because I like that there are still people in this game trying new things, because it's, you know, obviously what else are you going to do at the minute until a new patch comes out, but yeah, that is quite impressive. So they've got 14 of them, so that is impressive. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to contact this particular organisation and see if we can't have some sort of like a we need to find like a little bowl somewhere where we can do like road wars with grey cats, because they have a lot of them.
It's true. I think the actual term would be 63 grey cats were killed in the making of this ritual.
Yeah.
On that last picture, they all blow up.
Oh yeah, that's quite impressive.
Yeah, I mean, this is getting to the extreme where people are trying summoning rituals and stuff. But on a good note, in this week's Star Citizen Live, Jared did say that it's getting close and could possibly even come out this weekend. Now, yeah. I don't see that happening. I think it would have come out now if it was going to this weekend.
Yeah.
So maybe next week. Fingers crossed, people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not going to drop on like a Saturday night or a Sunday. You know, they would have probably dropped it Friday evening or, you know, really early Saturday morning for us anyway in the UK. So yeah, I can't see that happening. The one thing I will say is this is also a very good use of is that a Tana?
There is some kind of Reliant based vehicle.
Yeah.
One of them might be a Mako. I'm not sure what the other one is. I think it might be a Tana. I think you might be right. Or
I think
base Reliant. Not sure.
It's basically that's kind of what they're good for now at the moment. Self-destructing to blow up grey cats.
Yeah.
Cool, so next up we've got a post from Marzo, and it says, not wiping for 3.9 might be a mistake. So the long and short of this is there's still a lot of people who are having massive problems with account resets in the game, and the fact that, you know, the more you do it, the worse your character actually gets, you know, to the point where you can't spawn ships, you spawn in invisible. There's all these bugs basically that do seem to kind of accumulate the more you reset. And so Marzo is basically saying that, you know, not wiping for 3.9 will probably put us on a bad foot basically going forwards. I mean, I've only had to account reset once, so I can't say I've seen these issues. And to be honest, my account reset was smooth. I don't know, it was weird. It just I reset, everything got fixed. I kept a bunch of my stuff and I just carried on as normal. So, have you had to reset yet?
No, I haven't used the reset feature yet. Been quite lucky actually, and I mean overall my character seems to be okay. Yeah. Is not wiping in 3.9 a mistake? It depends on the player, I think. If you're someone like this guy who's having some real problems with their account at the moment, then it is a mistake for them. But for people like myself that have had no issues whatsoever, no.
Yeah, same. I think it's a tricky one, you know, because you've got that whole, like you said, you've got this demographic who really just they're hoping that we can just burn it to the ground and start again because they're having so many problems. But you know, they did say they didn't want to wipe, and we as a community have really asked them, you know, when are you going to stop wiping the servers every patch? And then when they start saying, okay, we won't do it anymore, everyone's like, no, but I need it.
yeah. I mean, his initial sentence there of currently a few issues for players that racked up many hours. Now, really, you probably don't want to be putting that many hours into the game.
Yeah.
Don't know. Yeah.
That was your first mistake.
Yeah.
And that actually brings us quite neatly on to our next post, which is from Mage, and it says, PSA, using the character reset tool opens Pandora's box upon your account. So again, this is kind of along a similar vein, whereby, you know, you're essentially opening up this persistent loop of problems for your account the more you reset it. Again, not had any problems with this, but I've only reset once. But yeah, I mean, he's got some workarounds here, which are log out and log back in.
Standard,
which is the equivalent of, have you turned it off and on again? You know, what can you do? But it's I do see the problem. I do see the problem in if you've got to reset, and we've had people in our Discord who've reset a lot and have had these problems, you know, where resetting seems to make it worse. It is a pain in the arse, but I mean, they need this system in place. You know, there has to be a way to reset without having to wait for CIG to do it. So, you know, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, we always kind of expected there was going to be a few issues with this reset function. So I'm not surprised that some of this is kind of coming back to bite us. But again, we've been quite lucky. We haven't really need to reset too much. So we haven't experienced these issues. And
yeah,
he doesn't really mention how many times he's reset to kind of accrue these issues.
Yeah.
So that might be the first question. How many times have you reset? If he says 20, then I'm not surprised, because you've probably just corrupted something in the reset cycle, whatever. But yeah, without knowing really how many times he's reset, there's not much we can say about it.
No, need more details. Mage, let us know in the comments how many times you've actually had to reset. I mean, the last sentence in this, I think, is a dangerous sentence to say, Mage, because you're basing that on very small amount of data. If you have not had any of the above issues and you have never used the character reset tool, knowing that using it will place you into this loop of bugs, that's not true, because I've used it and I've not been placed into any loop of bugs. And we've got loads of people in our Discord who have, I mean, I'm talking like maybe even like 3 resets in a week, and they have not had these problems. You know, not the way you're describing them. They've had other problems, it's just made them reset, but they're not related to the reset. So I think it's not a wise idea to push people not to use it, but it is wise that they know that there is a possibility that they're going to get some problems. And I think CIG definitely need to address that and try and figure out what's actually causing it.
Something he mentions down the bottom there is that, well, there's a couple of people in the comments have been talking about this as well, about deleting the user folder. This can alleviate some of the kind of graphical bugs, but doesn't really help some of the database problems, because it's not related to that. So if you get some funky graphics coming up in your game when you're playing, then deleting the user folder can help you. And CIG do actually advise you do this every update. Not everyone does that, but they advise you should.
Yeah, definitely wise. Cool, so last up we've got a post from Bucket Nate, and it says, NPC contracts should increase in pay the longer they go without a player accepting them. So this is pretty self-explanatory. You know, there's lots of missions in the verse that, you know, they pay very little money, and so people ignore them. And what he's saying is, if maybe that pay sort of crept up over time, then eventually someone will think, oh, that's actually worth doing now, and they'll accept it and do it, and it'll kind of move on. I don't fully get that. I mean, a lot of the times people are avoiding missions just because those missions are boring, not necessarily because they pay crap, you know. But yeah, I don't know how far would they let it creep? What are the parameters for this? You know,
that's kind of the question, really. Because if you got a crappy job like waste removal, you know that typically doesn't pay well, and it's not the most exciting job. So most people just don't even bother with it. If that pay did increase slowly, someone might look at that pay and go, "Okay, I'll do that. It's a bit boring, but the money's quite good." The problem is, where does it stop? Because if you just let it go and go and go, it could get up to some ridiculous payout and would be completely unrealistic for what the job actually entails.
Yeah, I mean, who in the hell who needs some waste removed would think, oh, no one's taking my job. All right, well, I'll up it by 50,000 credits. Why have they got 50,000 credits? How can they afford to waste that on one removal? Yeah, I mean, you have to throw logic out the window for this to work. But I could kind of see like a sliding scale, so long as it is very much cemented in reality. I think it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. You'd have to put a hard cap on the amount that it can, maximum it could maybe double. So.
Yeah.
But maybe that doesn't happen all the time. Maybe there's a random factor in there. But yeah, I mean, do we need that kind of thing in the game right now? Not really. I believe the kind of background AI, what do they call it? Quantum. I think the idea is that AI pilots would pick up missions randomly once it's in the game, obviously. So this might not really be a feature later down the line. If there's no players in an area and there's loads of jobs being needed to be done, the AI will, from what we understand, dynamically travel to that area and do the missions because they need to be done. This kind of thing wouldn't even be seen ever again. No, and I mean there's some interesting comments as well of people kind of explaining a similar sort of point, is that maybe as people kind of defending his idea really, which is that NPCs could maybe be based on like a randomized price point, so they're not predictable. They don't just take the mission if someone hasn't taken it for 4 hours. They'll take it at a certain price, which is a randomized figure, so that you can almost kind of bid in a way for the job. Do you risk waiting another hour and seeing if that money doubles, kind of thing. I mean, it is an interesting idea, and you could totally build that into an economy and make it a viable thing. Yeah. But I just don't think that it's necessary. Not really.
With, like you said, with NPCs and AI and that taking these missions, I just think that it's going to be a moot point, really. Okay, so there you have it, folks. That is all the posts for this week. We hope you liked them. We hope you found them informative or amusing. If you did like them, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And that is pretty much it. So thanks everyone very, very much for watching. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.